Today, we're diving into something that affects every single one of us, our emotions. We're going to look at how they work, and more importantly, how we can become the master of them, instead of the other way around.
You know that feeling, right? That sudden wave of anger that just boils up, or that heavy blanket of sadness that you can't seem to shake. Or maybe it's that frantic buzz of anxiety that takes over your whole body. Sound familiar? Well, if you're nodding along, I want you to know you are so not alone. Feeling like our feelings are in charge is a completely normal, fundamental part of being human. But what can we actually do about it?
Okay, let's get into it. First up, we need to understand why our emotions can feel so intense, like they're completely hijacking the driver's seat of our lives. You know, our modern world is just packed with triggers. The constant pressure of a work deadline, a frustrating fight with a family member, something as simple as getting stuck in traffic. Heck, even just scrolling through social media can flip a switch and send our emotions into total overdrive.
So what is actually happening inside our heads when we feel that way? Well, the science behind it is fascinating, and it really all comes down to a kind of battle happening inside your brain.
Think of your brain as having two main players in this constant tug-of-war. In one corner, you've got the amygdala. This is your emotional hub, your super fast-acting security guard. And in the other corner, you have the prefrontal cortex. That's your calm, cool, and collected logic center.
Now, when that emotional guard gets triggered, it can cause something called an amygdala hijack. And that is the perfect name for it, because it really does feel like a tidal wave of emotion just washing over your rational mind, shoving you straight into fight or flight mode.
And get this, when your amygdala is running the show, your capacity for logical thought can drop by a whopping 40%. Think about that. Nearly half of your rational brain just goes offline.
When this hijack happens, your prefrontal cortex, the part you need for clear thinking and good decisions, it just doesn't have the juice to work properly. This is the real biological reason why it feels almost impossible to think straight when you're super emotional.
But, and this is a big but, here is the good news. You are not powerless here. It's time to shift from the problem to the solution. So let's open up our emotion management toolkit and see what we've got inside. Think of these as different tools for different jobs. You wouldn't use a hammer to fix a leaky faucet, right? Same idea here. Whether you need to calm your mind, get your body moving, express what's going on, or get some support, there's a technique that can help you find your balance again.
One of the most powerful and yet simplest tools is mindful breathing. This little 4-4-6 cycle is like a magic reset button. You just breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4, and then, this is the important part, breathe out slowly for 6. That longer exhale sends a direct signal to your nervous system saying, hey, we're safe, you can calm down now.
And this isn't just some nice idea. It actually works. Research shows that this simple breathing exercise can lower that frantic amygdala activity by up to 20%. That gives your logical brain the space it needs to get back in the game. So, take Jim. He's a programmer in a really tense meeting, and he can feel that frustration just bubbling up. But instead of snapping, he quietly does this breathing exercise. Nobody even knows. And he stays calm, professional, and totally in control. It's like a real-world superpower. Or think about Helen. She's a student, she's about to walk into a huge exam, and the anxiety is kicking in. She takes 5 minutes for some mindfulness. It doesn't make the anxiety disappear, but it dials it down, allowing her to focus and actually remember everything she studied.
And you know, it's not always about sitting still. Ryan, a writer, just got an article rejected. His first instinct is to get angry or upset. Instead, he just goes for a quick 10-minute walk. That physical movement helps burn off all that stress and adrenaline so he can process the bad news and move on.
But here's the thing. These techniques aren't just for damage control. This goes so much deeper than just putting out emotional fires. Learning to manage your emotions is really the gateway to incredible personal growth.
A huge part of this journey is learning to tell the difference between healthy and unhealthy emotions. Healthy emotions are like your inner compass. They give you information that matches the situation and then they fade. Unhealthy emotions, on the other hand, are like a thick fog. They stick around, they feel way too intense, and they just block you from moving forward.
I mean, just look at someone like Oprah Winfrey. She's been very open about struggling with some really intense emotions when she was younger. But by using tools like mindfulness and journaling, she didn't just survive. She transformed those struggles into a source of unbelievable strength and empathy that's inspired millions. And that, right there, is the ultimate payoff.
This isn't about becoming some kind of robot with no feelings. It's about becoming the calm, clear-headed director of your own life so you can build better relationships and unlock the absolute best version of yourself.
So after hearing all that, I guess the only question left is, are you ready to take that first step?
So I want to leave you with a super simple, totally doable challenge. For the next 7 days, just try 5 minutes of that mindful breathing exercise each day. That's it. Give it a shot, share how it's going with the hashtag #EmotionMastery, and please, drop a comment below and let us all know how it made you feel.
Always remember what we're aiming for with this: emotional mastery. It's the ability to guide your emotions, to work with them, not to be ruled by them.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Don't worry about being perfect. Just ask yourself, what is the one small, tiny step you can take today to start this journey? The power really is in your hands. Thanks for listening.